For me, Simplicio is the best guitar. And to your question, I don't play anymore center sound guitars. For several reasons, the response you have here is unbelievably better than in any center sample. Next, well, first video of the description link, I will post that about the 21 aspects of the AG Simplicio. Like this here has a purple heart back and a Brazilian rosewood sides with this Norway top, the Nashberry fretboard and bridge, and with the Wittner pegs. Many thanks also to Wittner and to Miss Severino and Wittner pegs for making this possible, because it's amazing how this vibrates and how I can play with it. So watch what also Maestro Samuel had said about the relationship between the top and the back, because here this is all beyond the Torres ideas. So it's a super futuristic thing, and I'm most happy to play Simplicio now only, because this is superior. So life is too short to not play the gear you want to play, and it's an instrument that transports you to another dimension.
Series of rubber bands and an iron weight on the bottom. The principles of physics that this can illustrate are that if this hand were to be the top and this rubber band the air mass, and this mass the back, and usually the back is a heavier, denser, more massive wood than the face. So this example would be true to that. Now, the intelligent guitar maker will try to figure out how the top and the back will function in tandem, because it's the relationship of one to the other that will determine how successful an air pump you've made. We learned this experiment in high school physics, where if you have an arrangement like this, you could just, really drive the guitar top with a lot of energy, and it'll make very little difference to what the back is doing. It's mostly inert. But at the right frequency relationship, a rather small amount of drive from this end translates into considerable increase of efficiency in driving this member. This is what the guitar top and the guitar back do with each other. So it's incumbent on the maker to try to figure out what the resonance relationship of those plates ought to be to one another. Because if you miss it, then you'll get something that really wastes a lot of the energy. It's tricky. It takes years sometimes to zero in on that. But everybody who's serious about this will wind up going in this direction. Now, people like me, fortunately, find this actually interesting. It would be deadly boring to a lot of people.
Of course. So he's a great authority on acoustics. Maestro Samoye quote him just to show you how much of a prestigious luthier he is. You can check here his website, or just this price list here, how much it's worth one of his guitars. Well, then all these concepts are beyond the Torres ideas. And here there is the paper mache guitar made out of rock paper by Torres. Here it says, to prove that it was the top and not the back and sides of the guitar that gave the instrument its sounds, in 1862 Torres built a guitar with back and sides of paper mache, rock paper. This guitar resides in the Museum of Barcelona, and before the year 2000 it was restored to playable condition by the brothers Jack in Barcelona. So this is the guitar, and this is Torres here, the inventor of the center sound hole guitar. Most of the principles we know today come from him, but that's not everything. So Simplicio came with brilliant ideas challenging all the traditional stuff, and one is that he moved the center sound hole up, getting a big success. This is the guitar from the Harrison Foundation. Mostly all of these are in museums. For instance, before he did that, just check this, I will post the link at the description, but this is one guitar before he did the different idea with the sound hole, 1927, and check it out. This is the Simplicio, is Stradivari of the guitars, was sold $250,000 just last April, last year. Well, you can see it there, at the description, the links. Anyway, the point is that this other here in the museum Boston, of one of the 9 exemplary guitars that Simplicio made with this idea. So that time it was a difficult thing to put forward, but as you can see on this auction, the stiff tradition did a big mistake by not getting one, because they will be millionaires now. Okay, so that's this one part of it, and I wanted to also check this thing, the impact of the sound. I'm quoting from Boretier from Canada. Simplicio noticed a disadvantage of the traditional sound hole position, weakening the guitar top in a crucial area, and also in a reduction of the sound emitting surface of the top. Here, this is the research was made, impact on the sound, for instance, page of the books which were written on this topic. Omitting the sound hole or positioning it on both sides of the fingerboard leads to an enlarged vibrating surface of the top, due to the ratio between top length or width and top thicknesses. So it is possible to attain the same degree of flexibility of the top as in a traditional guitar, but obtaining a higher mass of top. This leads to a better sustain without the loss of attack and responsiveness, and attain a more flexible top than other traditional guitar, but maintaining the same mass of the top. This leads to increased loudness and responsiveness without the loss of sustain. In addition, Helmut's frequency, and here I will post this also in the description, can be lowered significantly, which in turn has an impact on the tonal character of the instrument. So all these Helmut's frequency resonators, as you will see in the link, it's called air resonances, reproducing the sounds of ancient instruments. And this is a Helmut resonator, as illustrated in Ellis 1885. So many things related to the top. Right. I will also post at the description of this video the first link, the 21 aspects of Simplicio, which makes also the AG Simplicio version, which has so many modifications and improvements. For instance, this guitar has a different raw material of the back and the sides, right? Considering also what Maestro Samoy explained before, that this has a relationship of how the sound travels between, either if it is of different back or not. The Simplicio guitar is utterly superior for me, and this is just the best guitar ever made. This idea, right? That is because you don't lose any point of sound here and get so much space to get these dynamics of the sound traveling inside. Plus, of course, the lateral sound portal of AG, which means also a lot. This also is one more element. Many things, but definitively the instrument itself is fantastic. So this is the idea and why Simplicio is totally out of the box and utterly superior to any center sound whole guitar.